We'd now like to proceed by inviting our friends to address us, and there will be an opportunity for questions and contributions from the floor as well. I haven't established who wants to go first, and I know Eddie is in a hurry, so could I ask Eddie please to address us?
Thank you. Could I apologise? Can you hear me? Could I apologise first of all? I'm going to the States tomorrow, and I have to clear a lot of work from my desk before I go, because I won't be back till after the end of term. But there was no way I was going to miss coming to address you. I also must apologise to you that my visit to the States means I will not be able to be in Trafalgar Square for the first time, I think, in 20 years. I was judging it was going to be on the 25th. I think the 17th is a week or so early from the novel. So I made a miscalculation there, and I'm very, very sorry. But I do hope to see you there next year. I hope in a spirit of celebration. And as I retire at the end of this Parliament, I hope you allow me to sing with you one last rendition of Christofias and Philo. So with those apologies, could I say what a pleasure it is to be here addressing you in this room once again, and to endorse all that Peter has said in introduction. I've been watching, following the negotiations between President Christofias and Mr Talat very, very closely. I did sign up with Cyprus News Agency to send me their news briefings, and they send me half a dozen a day. So I'm able to follow it very, very closely, minutely. And I pay tribute to Demetris Christofias, whom I read about daily for his integrity, his consistency, his cogency, and most of all, his indefatigability in negotiation with Mr Talat. I'm sure he's more frustrated by Mr Talat than I am, because he meets him several times a week, but he's far too professional and diplomatic to say so. But the last time I saw him was in Athens about a fortnight or so ago at the opening of the new Acropolis Museum, and I said to him, hang in there, that you're doing the right thing. I'm sure they want you to turn your back, but that's the last thing we'll do on these negotiations, because they're so important. They are frustrating negotiations. They always remind me of the Northern Ireland situation. With my background, I draw parallels, obviously, with the Northern Ireland situation. And it's 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. But at least 3 steps forward and 2 steps back is 1 step forward. Slow, not steady, not fast enough, but it is forward. And because the latest is the agreements of the opening of the crossing point at Linitas, which I'm sure will make a big difference to the relatives and friends of a lot of few people in this room today. I'm assuming, having said that I'm so frustrated with Mr Talat, that he in fact doesn't have a free hand. The only free hand in this is in Ankara. And we must continue to make it clear to those who have the power to make the real decisions over Cyprus in Ankara that they must recognise the Cyprus Republic, as Peter said. They must allow access to their ports and airports to planes and ships from the Republic of Cyprus, and they must give incentives to the epiki to start returning home, and most of all, they must draw down their forces, because there can be no confidence of a solution in Cyprus unless there is clear evidence that the forces are being drawn down. Not saying get them all out immediately, but a demonstration that they are being reduced, and being reduced to what might be an acceptable garrison with other garrisons on the island. Ideally, I'd like to see them all out, but certainly draw them down. And of course, I must not forget, as Peter reminded me, that they must show cooperation, full cooperation, into the investigations over the Agna Luminous. They've got to. So this is what Turkey must do, and Turkey cannot be allowed to accede to the European Union unless it meets these and other conditions, but as far as we're concerned, these conditions. And we want to have a positive relationship with Turkey. Turkey is an important player in the region, and the one indisputable fact about Turkey and Greece and Cyprus is that they are neighbours. They're close neighbours, and their histories and their destinies are closely interlinked, and it's far better that they be interlinked positively in the future. But Turkey must recognise this if it wants a future in Europe, and it must take appropriate action. Other issues which concern me personally, the issue of property. I was pleased to see the European Court of Justice decision about the Orams case, and I look forward to seeing the consequences of that, not only in that case but in other cases. It was a vindication of the just claims of Greek Cypriots to their property rights in the north, and the consequences must be wide. I did put down an early day motion about that, welcoming it obviously, and insisting that our Foreign Commonwealth Office amend their website to strengthen the advice to British people who wish to buy properties in the north of Cyprus which belong to the refugees who are not allowed to return home there, the Greek refugees, the prosophagists, to be careful, because they risk losing a very important stake. I read in the paper today, in fact it's in one of the bulletins from the Cyprus News Agency, that some British people, 9 families I think, risk losing their houses in the north, in Kyrenia, for other reasons, and my heart bleeds for them. That's all I can say. If they want to buy properties off the back of a lorry in the occupied north of Cyprus, then be it at their own risk, and I have no pity for them.